Big win against Greensborough, first one for the year. How's it feel, mate?
It was good to one, to make up for last time, and two, to keep rolling towards the finals.
Absolutely. Now I noticed that the Greensborough people don't seem to forget much. They seem to call you different names and certainly give you a bit of hassle on the sideline.
Yeah, I seem to cop that every week. Greensborough people aren't the smartest people, but you know they do come up with some funny ones every now and again.
What's the best sledge you've had, you reckon?
Well, I'm not going to say that because that'll get around.
You coward. Now, being one of the shall we say, the older blokes on the team, I did notice Yes, I did notice today that you really went over and got into players like Matt Renke when he did some good things. It's fantastic to see you really giving the young blokes a G up.
Yeah, well, Matt Renke played really well today. It was his best game. The 4 or 5 he's played. I enjoy it, you know, being the oldest bloke in the team and seeing the young kids come through. They're the future. You know, he's a 7-year-old kid putting his head over the ball, and you just give him encouragement. Keep, I remember when all those years when I was young, blokes come and give you encouragement, and it builds their confidence. So, more than happy to try and do it.
Is it true that he, when he walked up, he said, "I'm having 15 next year"? No,
that's Paddy Cusack keeps going after my number, and I keep telling him he's not quite good enough to wear my number, but he might be one day if he improves.
Absolutely. And with obviously in the last few weeks, 70 goals or 72 goals in the last 3 weeks of football, and you got one yourself, which is almost unheard of because you seem to give you the kangaroo in the spotlights when the goals are in front of you. What is the secret? What's going on at the moment with so many goals?
I think we're just moving the ball quick. We're not stuffing around with it at half back line. We're moving it straight, getting in the hot spot. We've got Dizzy up there, Gutto, Hazy last week. We've got different options. We're going direct. We're not stuffing around with it. And guys are working for each other.
Yourself sneaking in for one for the year.
I keep telling the boys that I've got a perfect ratio. I haven't missed a goal this year. Until today, I hadn't had a shot, but I still had 100%, perfect record. And now I'm even better, 1 goal, no points. So they can't compete with that.
Do you think the umpire took a bit of sympathy and thought, "Oh shit, it says we better give him a 25 and put him in the square"?
As I said, my record stands for itself. I haven't missed this year, Ed. Go to the stats.
I know that you are one of the elder statesmen of the club. The younger guys, the functions, and you're no longer bringing the chicks down, but you're observing the younger guys bringing the chicks down. Is it now more enjoyable?
That's not bad. The boys have been pretty good this year, bringing the ladies down, and they've looked a treat most times. So yeah, you stand back and observe and see how the young guys work. They need a bit of practice, a few of them, I can assure you of that. But it's quite enjoyable. So
is that the Cesari mentoring going, taking them out the back in the change room saying, "Guys, listen mate, this is how you do it"? I do try. Jimmy Taylor and the boys taught me how to, a few pointers, and I'm more than happy to try and pass that along, as well as football, off the field, in the bar, I'm more than happy to try and do that. Well, I don't give them all the secrets, but the whole club culture, keeping the guys down here, keep having fun. You've been down here, it seems forever. We can't get rid of you. Look, it's people like you keep this club together. Thank you very much for speaking to us today. Thanks, Ed. Anytime, mate. We're now talking to Addison Parker, mate, number 55, playing, I think, your 3rd or 4th game in the ones. Yeah, fourth game in the ones. How's it feeling on a bit of a winning streak, mate? Yeah, well, ever since, came into the side, we've, got on a good winning form streak, and yeah, it's been good. And how does it feel? Obviously, you're not getting 100% game time. One of the young blokes in the side. You still qualify for 19s, am I right? Nah, actually missed out by a few days, so I've been reserves, Oh, just a few days. So you are still one of the young blokes of the side. Yeah. How does it feel now, actually making that next step? Are you finding the game faster, tougher, harder? What are you finding? Well, basically, just your decision-making has to be a lot quicker. As soon as you get the ball, you're pretty much going to get tackled. Yep. As far as pace goes, yeah, it is quicker, a lot quicker than reserves because they're fat and slow, but yeah, mainly I find just decision-making, you just got to be quicker about what you're going to do. So fat and slow in the reserves, anyone in particular you're talking about? Nah, I won't name names, they'll pick on me later. Oh, that's a wimp's way out, that is. Yeah, it is. The first year down at the club, senior club. Yep. What's a noticeable difference down here to where other places you played? Oh, well, I played juniors at Greensborough, and I just like the unit here. Everyone's just close together. Completely different to Greensborough when I played juniors there. Completely different. Well, it's hopefully in a good way.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, everyone just, they get behind you with enthusiasm, the senior blokes. It's really good.
Yeah. I see old blokes like Jai come up and put their arm around you when you do something good on the game. How does that feel for you?
Oh, it's fantastic, when they it just gives you that motivation to keep, you want to play for them, basically.
And you haven't gone up to Jai and say, listen, you old bastard, your jumper's mine next year?
No, I wouldn't do that. He's a big bloke. He's a big bloke.
Might hit you on the training track?
Yeah, he might. He'd just punish me, yeah, exactly.
Well, Addo, fantastic that you've cemented your place in the ones. Hopefully with the next 3 games to go that you...
big games.
Hopefully you'll get that chance to keep going, because obviously this week was the first time we've had an unchanged team. So to be part of that is, again, something special. To beat Greensborough, your old side, and believe it or not, I played juniors at Greensborough as well, so long time ago. I think the footies were made a newspaper back then. But for yourself, I hope you're enjoying it down here, and mate, I hope you keep up the good work.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it.
So here we have Jack Cole. Mate, a win against Greensborough, the old enemy, the Slime. It must be a relief after losing to them earlier in the year.
Oh yeah, it was heartbreaking losing early in the year, and yeah, we're really happy today and kicked 25 goals again. Pretty happy with that.
Oh, you've got to be happy with that. I was just saying a little bit earlier, that's 75 goals in the last 3 games.
I think it's a bit more than that, Ed.
It might be
82.
82. There you go. I've got no idea about maths, but 82 goals. I mean, that's an amazing turnaround in team form over the last few weeks.
Yeah, but with 1 week at a time, we've got to play now top sides on bigger ground, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely, and we had the chance this week to put Greensborough away early, and Addison unusually missing from about 20 odd metres out dead in front, and the goal square for that matter.
Yeah, well, actually, the focus before the game was to get off to a good start and really put some scoreboard pressure on it. And we did everything right, we just didn't put it through. And I think the stat was at one stage, Gutto would kick 4-8 and the rest of the side would kick 13-1. So
very, very scary stat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was surprising when I got told that. But, yeah, if he had a kick straight, I think we would have wrapped it up a lot earlier.
Oh, if you consider those earlier shots, I mean, we could have been 4 or 5 goals up with only 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, that would demoralise anyone. Especially a side like Greensborough who are struggling to... Well, that's it. They're now finished for the year.
Well, they were coming off a game where they got beaten 25 goals to 4, so we had to jump out of the boxes. We could have really shut them down, but I mean, they fought it out all day, so that's all they can do. And we just had to do what we had to do.
It was encouraging to see the younger players. I mean, you went in with an unchanged team, for the first time this year. The younger players... who are always going to be a risk in a senior side, for sheer size more than anything else, not skill, are actually standing up. Matt Renke, probably one of his better games.
Oh, I thought he was absolutely terrific today, and it was really unfortunate. I had to move him out of the back line late in the game just for team balance. I had guys who could play back but not forward, and yeah, I thought he was absolutely terrific today. His closing speed was brilliant, and him running down the ground was just terrific.
Oh, look, it's very hard to keep up with him on the camera because you think he's going to give off, but then all of a sudden he just puts a foot down and he's out of frame quicker than anything I've seen.
No, well, I think I said the other week, he's played well whichever grade he's been in, and today he stepped up again in a different position. We thought we'd try and get a bit of run out of the back line. Worked a treat.
Yeah, with the other younger players, man, you got Luke French, obviously, Pat Cusack, Addison Parker, Daniel Trajanovski. You can just keep going through the list. They're giving us something extra.
Well, they're mainly been put in the side for their leg speed because I thought earlier, we got caught out a bit on the big grounds. Blokes who just can't, some blokes can't run, and we just have to have blokes who can close in, and even if they're not quite as good technically, they're quick. So they can close in and put pressure on the ball carrier. So that's what they're there for. And
North Heidelberg this week, from all reports, they're also a very young side.
I saw them yesterday. I tell you, they're a good side. They played really well. They got beaten, but it was a top game. So we'll have to be right on the ball to beat them.
Absolutely. I mean, down at the Kennel, it's never an easy win for Montmorency, and always potentially a big crowded game. What is the specific instructions, without giving it away? What's the training regime this week?
Well, actually swimming on Tuesday night because it's only a 6-day break. Got a few sore blokes, but yeah, there won't be anything special at training. But we've got a game plan that we probably use against North. It's been successful the last few times, so probably keep at it.
And obviously the last home game for the year here this year, so it was fantastic to not only win but beat an arch enemy in that. I know there's a lot of smiles in the rooms at the moment, a lot of pats on the back, and Jack, congratulations on getting us one step closer to the finals.
Thanks, Ed.